Ocean Passages for the World is a sailing directions publication that provides recommended ocean routes and waypoints between major ports worldwide. It is mainly used during the appraisal stage of passage planning. It is published in 2 volumes. Volume 1 covers the Atlantic Ocean, while Volume 2 covers the Pacific and Indian Oceans. In this video, I will demonstrate how to use Ocean Passages for the World when planning an ocean passage across the Atlantic Ocean. Since this publication only provides recommended ocean routes and waypoints between major ports, it does not include detailed coastal navigation, traffic separation scheme transits, or pilotage information. Here, I have a copy of Nautical Publication 136, Ocean Passages for the World, Volume 1, which covers the Atlantic Ocean, including the Caribbean Sea and Mediterranean Sea. Let's look at the table of contents. We'll go directly to Chapter 2, which covers the recommended passages across the North Atlantic between several major ports. Let's start with North Atlantic Area Coverage, Ports and Connectors. Page 28 shows charts of several major ports indicated by black dots, while the red dots below represent connectors. Connectors are geographical waypoints used to link recommended ocean routes between ports. The geographical positions of the indicated major ports and connectors shown on these charts can be found on the next page, page 29. Let's examine some of the major ports. As we can see, the geographical positions are given in terms of latitude and longitude. For Halifax, this is the corresponding geographical position. For Charleston, this is the coordinates. And the geographical position of New York is here. The geographical positions of all other major ports indicated on this chart are listed on the next page. Let's take a look at the connectors in the North Atlantic and their respective geographical positions. Let's have a closer look. These connectors provide links for ocean passages when creating routes between the Gulf of Mexico and Caribbean Sea to Mediterranean Sea, entering English Channel to South Atlantic, and vice versa. These are the geographical positions of the connectors shown in this chart. Now, to see the recommended routes between connectors when creating a passage plan from Caribbean to Mediterranean Sea, simply scroll down to the relevant pages. In this edition, the chart is on page 34, and page 35 lists the corresponding geographical positions together with the distances. Let's rotate the chart to a landscape view. As we can see, recommended routes across North Atlantic are based on Great Circle tracks. Now, let's create a route using this publication. Assuming that our ship is presently in Cologne, Panama. As for the voyage instructions, the ship is directed to proceed to Port Said, Egypt, via Mona Passage. Therefore, the entire voyage will cover the Caribbean Sea, cross the North Atlantic, and then to Mediterranean Sea. First, let's determine the recommended route from Port of Cologne to Mona Passage Connector, which lies in the Caribbean Sea. So, going back to the table of contents, Chapter 5 covers Caribbean Sea and Gulf of Mexico from pages 147 to 168. Let's examine this chapter starting on page 151, which covers the connector routes for the Caribbean Sea and Gulf of Mexico. These connector routes can be found on the next page. Page 152 shows the chart, and the following page lists the geographical positions of each connector and waypoints. The charts in this publication are usually in portrait view, so I'll rotate them to a landscape view. Here we can see the connector at Cologne, located in Panama. This route leads to the next connector, the Mona Passage. Let's explore the next succeeding pages of Chapter 5. This chart shows several recommended routes between the Caribbean Sea and the Gulf of Mexico. For Panama, the port of Coco Solo appears on this chart. Let's proceed to the next pages. Here we can see another recommended route from Coco Solo, Panama, to Coatzacoalcos, Veracruz, and Charleston, USA. The following page again shows several recommended routes within the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean Sea. If we scroll down to the next succeeding pages, additional recommended routes between the Caribbean Sea and the Gulf of Mexico are also presented throughout Chapter 5 of this publication. Therefore, we need to examine which recommended route is suitable for our voyage. In our scenario, we are looking for a route from Port of Colón to Mona Passage. So let's go back to the connector-to-connector routes, which can be found on pages 152 to 153, then rotate this chart to landscape view. Now let's make a list of the geographical positions of each waypoint included in this route, starting from the departure point, which is Colón, Panama. The next waypoint is the Mona Passage connector. We will also include the waypoint with the identifier November Alpha 41. So from Colón to Mona Passage, we currently have 3 coordinates to list. Additional waypoints may be added later when we carry out detailed passage planning using other nautical publications, such as the Guide to Port Entry and Sailing Directions. However, in this video, we will use only ocean passages for the world. The geographical positions of the waypoints are listed on the page following each chart. Here we can see the geographical position of Colón with routes leading to different connectors. From Colón, the next waypoint is Mona Passage, so we take this coordinate. We then take the coordinates of waypoint with ID November Alpha 41 with waypoint name Mona Passage Northeast. We now have the list of waypoints for our route within the Caribbean Sea. Next, we need to determine the route and waypoints from Mona Passage and across the North Atlantic Ocean. So let's return to the table of contents. If we examine Chapter 2, it covers the recommended routes for North Atlantic passages. From pages 33 to 54, it indicates the recommended routes between connectors and port-to-connectors routes. Let's start on page 33, which shows connector routes for the North Atlantic. Turning to the next pages, page 34 shows the recommended routes from Caribbean to Mediterranean across North Atlantic. Page 35 then lists the geographical positions of all waypoints shown on page 34. Turning to the next succeeding pages of Chapter 2, we can see that it shows all the recommended routes across North Atlantic. I will not discuss these in detail, since we only need the recommended route from Mona Passage to Mediterranean Sea. So let's go back to pages 34 and 35 of this publication. Looking at the chart, we can see that a vessel entering the Mediterranean Sea from Atlantic Ocean will pass through the Strait of Gibraltar. This is why the ports and connector routes shown are all linked to the Strait of Gibraltar West Connector, while routes within the Mediterranean Sea are linked to Gibraltar Strait East Connector. Therefore, the leg between the Strait of Gibraltar West and East Connector in either direction represents the passage through Gibraltar Strait. Now, in our list of waypoints covering the Caribbean Sea route, the last waypoint is Mona Passage Northeast with identifier November Alpha 41. If we follow this Great Circle route across the North Atlantic Ocean, the next waypoint to be listed is the Strait of Gibraltar West Connector, followed by the Strait of Gibraltar East Connector. Now, the geographical positions of these connectors can be found on the next page. For the Strait of Gibraltar West, this is the coordinate. And for the Strait of Gibraltar East, this is the corresponding coordinate. Take note of these geographical positions for future use. Now, for the Great Circle track across North Atlantic, we'll deal with that after we have determined our route within Mediterranean Sea. So let's go to the table of contents. Here we can see that Chapter 4 covers Mediterranean and Black Sea from pages 73 to 144. Let's take a look at pages 79 and 80 first. These pages show the connector routes for Mediterranean and Black Sea. On page 80, the above chart shows a recommended route from Strait of Gibraltar east to Port Said. This is the route we are looking for. However, before going into the details of this route, let's first explore some of the other pages covered in this chapter. The chart below shows a route connecting Mediterranean Sea and Black Sea. The geographical positions of the following waypoints in these charts are listed on the next page. Let's turn to the next pages. Here we can see several recommended routes when sailing within the Mediterranean Sea. On the following page are the lists of every waypoint indicated in the chart. Let's turn to another page. This chart covers routes in this part of the Mediterranean Sea. The next page shows the recommended routes when sailing within the Black Sea. By going through the pages of this publication, we can identify a suitable route for the intended voyage. Let's return to pages 80 and 81, where we can find the appropriate route for our intended voyage. Now, based on our listed waypoints from departure and across North Atlantic, the last waypoint is the Strait of Gibraltar East. Let's now note the next succeeding waypoints along this route up to Port Said. The next waypoint after Strait of Gibraltar East is Mike Echo Delta 68, followed by Mike Echo Delta 71, 221, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, then Mike Echo Delta 78, and finally the arrival point, Port Said. Now, to determine the corresponding geographical position for each waypoint, turn to the next page. Below is the list of waypoints. The first column shows the waypoint's ID. The next column shows the waypoint's name, and then the corresponding geographical positions. For Mike Echo Delta 68, the waypoint name is Cabo de Gata, with its geographical position. Mike Echo Delta 71 is off Alger 2, followed by its geographical position. 221 is off Alger 3, with its corresponding geographical position. In the same manner, determine the waypoint names and geographical positions of the remaining waypoints on the list, including the arrival point. So we now have the complete list of waypoints from Cologne, Panama to Port Said. If we have the appropriate sailing charts available, we can plot the coordinates of each waypoint to obtain an overview of the entire route. This is what the route looks like on my OpenCPN when the waypoints are entered in sequence from departure to arrival. Now, if we observe our track across North Atlantic, it appears as a straight line. However, the recommended route indicated in Ocean Passages for the World is based on a Great Circle track. Therefore, we will create a modified Great Circle route to minimize course alterations. To do this, we first need to decide the interval of longitude at which the vessel's course will be altered. This interval may be set at 10 degrees, 15 degrees, or 20 degrees of longitude. A 10-degree interval will result in more waypoints and more frequent course alterations, while a 20-degree interval will result in fewer waypoints. In this scenario, I will use a 15-degree interval for the course alterations. The modified Great Circle track begins at Mona Passage Northeast, where the longitude is 066 degrees west. From this point, the next alteration will be made at longitude 050 degrees west, followed by 035 degrees west, and then 020 degrees west, leading to the Strait of Gibraltar west. For each selected longitude, we determine the corresponding latitude to establish the intermediate waypoints. A ruler may be used to construct a latitude scale. Absolute precision is not required at this stage, as this track serves only as a planning guide. During detailed passage planning using large-scale charts, some waypoints, including those taken from Ocean Passages for the World, may later be adjusted or transferred to nearby positions. Using a navigational triangle or a parallel ruler, we can now determine the corresponding latitudes for the selected longitudes. For longitude 050 degrees west, the latitude is approximately 27 degrees 50 minutes north. For 035 degrees west, the latitude is approximately 32 degrees 40 minutes north. And for 020 degrees west, the latitude is approximately 35 degrees 15 minutes north. As a result, we have created 3 additional waypoints along the modified Great Circle track. These waypoints are inserted in sequence between Mona Passage northeast and Strait of Gibraltar west. This is how the modified Great Circle track appears using a 15-degree longitude interval. This is the previous track drawn as a rhumb line. The distance from Mona Passage northeast to Strait of Gibraltar west along this straight line track is 3,331 nautical miles, while the distance along the Great Circle track is 3,296 nautical miles. A Great Circle route provides a shorter distance. Creating a modified Great Circle track using a 10-degree longitude interval will result in an even shorter distance. Remember that this route serves only as a guide when preparing a detailed passage plan using large-scale charts. During detailed planning, additional waypoints may be inserted, and some existing waypoints may be removed or adjusted to nearby positions based on the overall appraisal and the company's policies and guidelines. This route can also be used when requesting charts through any digital chart catalog. The route may be exported and imported into a digital chart catalog. However, I will cover this process in a separate video. That's all for now. I hope you found this video helpful. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye.